Um, so, shit, I'll never get to a building in time.
Come on, elevator. Why do you have to be the longest elevator in existence?
Yeah, they're not really well designed either. If you're standing underneath the elevator and you press up and down, it should be controlled by you still. Not being on the actual elevator. So there's nothing in that room?
No.
So we're both at this dead end, waiting for the last 7 seconds. Well, it ended up becoming where he did a one-on-one, and it's like, look at our past examples, and after I knew the leader was doing this because he told me he was going to, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna contact him as well, and I'm gonna give him like level mock-ups I've made in previous classes, and I'm gonna give him level design documents that I've made before, and I gave him all that stuff, and instead of him like working off of an example, like that's how I like to do it. If I don't know something and someone goes, this is an A project, and I go, oh, okay, and now I know what to do. You know, like even if I'm still a little shaky, that example makes me get through the whole project. Apparently, he's not one of those people because he would be like, okay, and then what do I do? I was like, you notice how mine had pictures? You should get some pictures. And he's like, oh, what kind of pictures? I was like, do you not see the pictures in there? Those kind of pictures. Like, why do I have to explain it? Like, he took a lot of time from everyone else, and it was terrible. And he ended up dropping out of the class. And he says he's got a lot from Full Sail. He's learned a lot, but it's unfortunate that he was only a few classes away from getting his degree, and he had to drop out. But there is definitely good things about Full Sail. Like, I never knew how to do level design mock-ups and how to do like really good design documents. There's a lot of the teachers are really big names in just like American game history, like of today. They're like kind of legends. Like there's we use a lot of material from like big names, and we also get I'm all over the place, but because there's something I'm trying to remember. We have this thing where we get videos of a ton of designers, and we get like little interviews from them, and sometimes we get some really cool guys. Like Hiro Kojima was on one of them, and the guy who made Street Fighter, Ono, I don't know his full name, was also another one. Those guys really caught my eyes. But there's a ton of designers, like designers that are, even if they're no-name designers, like you don't know them, they have like so many games under their belt, and you're like, oh, you worked on that? I did not know that. And and there's a lot of designers who have like really cool insight that even if you don't like the games, you would be pretty impressed with the things that they have to say. Like, I'm not a fan of the Tomb Raider series, but there's a guy who ended up taking over the Tomb Raider series like halfway through, and he has a lot of really like interesting like philosophies, and he does not he goes about designing things right. By that I mean, when a designer sees that the players are doing something, they take that into consideration and don't take it as a negative way. While I see a lot of students, and what I think like a bad designer would do is, what, they're playing it wrong? Well, we're gonna just wall off the possibilities of them being able to do that thing. While instead, I think a good designer would somehow try to implement that into the game, because if that's what you wanted to do, that's what you wanted to do. I didn't want to do that when I made this, but if that's the appeal, then let's try to capitalize on it. And he's one of those people. Like, he saw that people like taking Laura and trying to kill her, and he's like, it has to be some sort of like something to do with her being like a strong female. A lot of the male players wanted to see her die in gruesome ways, and he thought this was really interesting. He didn't like take it negatively. He doesn't think anything negatively about these players, but he thought it was interesting. So he's like, you know what? Let's beat her up a bit. You know, well, but we're not going to do it in like a cheap whore out way. We're gonna beat her up, and it's gonna instead make you feel shit. It's gonna make you feel bad. Like if you see her like leg bend the wrong way, and it's gonna make like realistic bone crackling sounds, and we're gonna capitalize on this. We're gonna make you feel.
Have you killed any hostages yet?
I have not.
Good.
I think that you could kill 2 before it fails, because I think you killed the 3rd one and it went off. Because I killed 2 before you killed 1. I went through this whole building. Did I go into the roof of this one? Probably should have done that if I didn't. Game design is a weird thing because we're going off of things that are fun, and you know that's not something that anyone can really like. What is fun? You know, that's you know the golden question. Like if anyone can freaking answer that, you know, it would be amazing. But so like a game designer can be born out of anybody. Like it could come from that. It could come from anybody. Like you know the guy who made we were playing it Lone Survivor. I went to his website on Halloween, and I was looking at all his other projects that he was doing, and apparently he's a musician. Like, and he did that for like most of his life, just doing songs and DJing and stuff. And then he sees video games as like a more complex art form than music, and he thinks it's the most complex art form. And I want to agree because it also has the interactive like depth to it. So it has everything that a movie can provide, everything that like music can provide, but it also has this extra like interactiveness that comes with it. Man, this gun shoots far. Holy shit. It must be easy killing those guys with a gun that does that much damage in one shot.
Yeah.
Because I want to spam my bullets, but eventually one of the bullets will hit the hostage.
Well, now I recognize how to beat them. Is that they take those hostages by the neck and just bring them backwards.
Let's see what Matt has to say about anything. Yeah, also interactiveness is what some people say it's not art. But I don't even know how it's up for debate. Like how is it not art? There's games that like John Blow has like used in his like there are games that John Blow has used in his lectures, and they're basically they don't have graphics. Like their graphics are basically like circles and squares that are just colored, and the entire game is literally the interactive aspect. You press this and it does a certain thing on the screen, and the human mind starts putting together like this actually represents this and this means this, because you know the human mind seeks patterns.
Yeah.
So it'll make patterns. And so like there's a game called The Marriage, and it's a really abstract game. Like there's no winning, there's no losing. It just there's ways to end the game, and there are ways to end the game really quick, and people consider that losing. They make that up themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this other way to keep the game going, and you end it like the long way, and that's considered the like winning. That's the victory conditions. And well, there really isn't. And it's basically it's pure. It's the Picasso of fucking, you know, like I don't even want to say Picasso, but it's like it's the really, really abstract art of video games. The people who debate that it's not art, like I feel like they have some sort of like stake in defending what they think is art, and I don't feel like their opinion is really genuine. Like, if they know if they said anything about art, like it would apply to a game. You know, it would always apply to a game. But it's but they would say it's not because it's a video game. That's why it's not art. That's why it is a video game at the end. And that I don't get.
We're doing like really well.
There's a guy, I forgot his name. He's a really cool guy. He lectures about this topic. I think he has an accent if I remember. He was at Full Sail. He oh, I saved them both. We're almost done.
That's what I was saying. We're doing really well.
Yeah.
We need one more hostage and one more abductor.
Basically, every talk that this guy goes to, though. Oh, here he is, and he has the last hostage.
Yep.
Pow pow.
Stuff.
Basically, in every talk that he has, he never debates if the games are. He goes, it's obvious that they are. Like, you're fooling yourself if you think otherwise. So we're moving on, and we're actually going to talk about like.
Boom! We got $1,000.
Yeah, we're actually going to discuss like why it is art. We're not going to argue if it is art. That's done. That's like to him it's a done deal, and that's like after I was like introduced to like his talks and stuff. I've kind of been kind of the same way. It's just like people are arguing if this is art still. Okay, well I'm gonna keep that little section of the world out of my stuff. I'm gonna be completely ignorant of them because unless they can like provide like an interesting like rebuttal to why it's not art, then or is art, then I don't care. Yeah, I wish I knew the guy's name. I could tell you what he looks like. I freaking don't remember his name. He's wrote books on this too. Some of my textbooks came from him. It's not doing him any justice. Your Magnum, huh? Oh, that's bullets.
Scenario Magnum. Oh, but it dropped my damage.
Does he have a handlebar mustache? No.
Is he a boxer?
He does not. Don't reveal my new character.
You just did. I didn't.
I know, but I thought it would be funnier. Oh well, that's disappointing. That he didn't have a handlebar mustache. Well, then. Anyways, yeah, Full Sail. It's if you want to get a degree in game design, I recommend it. But if you are like an outsider from Full Sail and you see like Full Sail students walking around like graduates, don't automatically think they're good at what they got a degree in. And I'm not saying this as in I have a difference in opinion. Like, there's a guy on my team. He is kick-ass, and he loves Gears of War. I fucking hate that game, and he wants to make more Gears of Wars.
That's his dream?
Yeah, that's his dream. And you know what? He's really good, and I bet maybe Gears of War would improve if they had him.
Yeah.
Like he's really, and not that they would improve, but he's really good at making everything happen. Like everyone thinks like if you're a game designer,